Hey guys, how are you doing? Today now in Hong Kong is March 19 is a Friday morning. It's a Friday morning. And I hope in the past week you enjoy a very happy and peaceful week. So actually I got a request from a reader want me to analyze on the Bumble. Actually, Bumble issue that is the Q4's performance. So I want to have a look on the Bumble 2020 whole year. Actually, it's a whole year performance. And after the analyze, it's not very good actually. Honestly speaking, it's not very good. So actually, let us take some time to quickly review its last year's performance. So actually, yesterday the market still crashed, especially on the Nasdaq. So we are expecting for a double dip, right? You know what's a double dip, right? When it goes down and then dip down, goes up, and then further have another dip, and then goes up, and then this adjustment for this time probably is finished. That's what we call a double dip. Normally a double dip is very precise. Normally it's like that. From my past 24 years experience in the stock market. Okay, so our Falcon portfolio, right? Actually, we got some drop. We dropped it from 59% to 54%. It is quite big, right? Because actually the tech stock that Falcon portfolio holding actually is not very expensive, but we still got 5% drop on yesterday, so it's quite big. Okay, then if any of you have any subjects or any company want me to analyze in the program, you can leave me the message under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me, usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. So this is Whitney, the CEO of Bumble. She is very young. She just 31, 32 years old, and previously she worked in Tinder. Tinder is under Match. So today, Match, I think you know what is a Match, right? Match is actually more than 10 years before. The first I heard Match.com in Hong Kong is about 2007. And at that time, there is no app. You know that there is no that. It is smartphone, but there's no app, right? So all we use is the computer. And all we use is at the time is Skype. I think you still remember the Skype, right? The MSN, right? Actually, we have the MSN at that time already. We use MSN. But actually, at that time, the speed of the internet is still 3G, is it? Still 3G, right? So actually, we depends on the PC. And Whitney worked in Tinder before, and after she left, right, then she established Bumble, and one of the biggest investor is Blackstone, right? So, but we still have to remember that Match and Tinder still very big. Not only in United States, it's in the whole world. In Taiwan, in Hong Kong, in Korea, we know that there is other social media app between these years launched already, but Match and Tinder still very big. Maybe I can say still the biggest. So Bumble wants to take a piece of cake from them, but not easy. We can see the Q4 performance actually quite disappointing to me. So you can see this is the Falcon 350,000 portfolio. So we dropped it, and this year we lost 2%. You can see, right? We lost 2%, and the portfolio for past 13 months is 54%. So you can see Bumble. Once it issued the last year's whole year's performance, it dropped very quick. It dropped up from IPO 75 to just something like 61 something, and then it bounced up. Yesterday is okay, right? Because yesterday everything dropped, right? But now it still does not have a price to earning ratio, and the market cap is 7.6 billion, right? So let us take a look if she is okay for the last year's performance or not. So I have do a very quick recap. Everyone can go into the SEC. You go into the SEC and then you input Bumble, or it input the abbreviation of its stock code in the NASDAQ. Then you can get, and you have to select. You have to select, and then there is a very small letters, right? Small letters, and there is some pictures, some forecasts, some foresee inside that. So you can, but you need to take some time because the letters are very small and the figures are very small. You have to analyze on the figures. So this is the Bumble's 2020 fiscal year, the whole years, of course in US dollar, right? So I have marked some very important figures for you. One is the revenue, and this is compared to 2019. That means 1 year before. We can see the revenue, the income seems okay, increased at 10.8%. But the net earning, that means it lost. You can see the red figures. It lost 110 million US dollar. Compared to 2019, it earned 85.8 million. It happened because when it merged, you know that there is another very famous social media app called Badu. Badu is also from Bumble. When it merged, it cost a lot of money. Probably it's due to that. So we can see the operation expense increased a lot. 1 year before only 70.9 million. And last year 524.8 million. And I have excluded the depreciation and amortization because I want to just quickly look at that. I don't want to include anything not costed for the cash flow. So you can see actually when it merged with Badu, it has a lot of money to expend. So you can see the cash still okay, 128 million. Increased a lot. And the long-term debt increased the maturity one. That means the cost one that you need to pay back immediately is 8.62 million. And 1 year before, no. That means it borrowed a lot of money. For doing the merge with Badu or other operation expense. So for instance, we use the old method, right? We use the old method, not very precise, but you can have an idea on that. Is say for this long-term debt, you need to pay back on coming 5 years, and then every year the yearly annual rate is 5%. So you can see each year, for the coming each year, what Bumble need to pay back to the debtor is about 176.7 million US dollar. But she is losing. So actually it's not very good for Bumble. Not very good. Actually, when it returned its earning to 2019, still it is less than every year she need to pay back to the debtor. Of course, she has some cash, 128 million, but it is not in a good shape. She may need to issue another debt or issue more shares. I think so, because she is very tight on the cash, and I don't like it. I don't like any companies that has a tight cash, right? Because it is not safe. So this is I recapped it from the financial report, right? So you can see actually after adjusted, normally we call it adjusted because you cut something that is not according to the operation, cut something that is one time, that means you will not have this expense in the next year. So you can see the they cut off the depreciation and then the amortization and then the liquidation costs and foreign exchange costs, fair value of interest rate, blah, 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 blah. So we got an adjusted EBITDA, right? Adjusted EBITDA. So when we see the adjusted EBITDA and compared it to 1 year before, it's better, right? It's better. You can see. So let me calculate. The EBITDA is 143 million. Compared to 1 year before, 101 million is better. It's still better. And then the adjusted EBITDA margin is 26.4%. And 1 year before is 20.8%. Better. But something that make me a little bit disappointed is the coming figures. Let us see the ARPU and app revenue. The ARPU, that means the average customers increasing trend or decreasing, and then each app's revenue. We can see the Bumble's pay users better than 1 year before, right? It's better than 1 year before. It's in 1142 compared to 1 year before 855. It's better. But the Bumble app's average revenue per user is the same, $26.3 US. That means for every paid user using Bumble app, that he or she is only paying $26.3 US, compared to 1 year before, 26.84. We say it's the same, but that means no increase, right? So let's look at Badu. Badu's paid users is also just a little bit more than in 2019, 1,363,000 compared to 1,195,000. Okay, it's still okay, right? But for the Badu app and average revenue per paying users, it's only $12.69 US compared to 1 year before, 13.77. That means just increased few percent. And for both added together, average paid users, no matter it's using Bumble or using Badu, is $18.89 US, compared to 1 year before is 19.22. These figures make me disappointing. Is it because of the pandemic? They can't see each other. So I can see he or she because it's pandemic. So I'm not joining. I don't know. Maybe. But that figure is disappointing. Alright. It's most probably because Match and Tinder is very strong. The competitor is very strong. So the revenue distribution across the app platform is still Bumble is better. Bumble occupied about 60% of the total income, and then Badu is another 40% something. So for geographically, sorry, this wrong spelling, should be P, right, not an N. So actually, still the most income comes from North America, right? It's something like 60%, and then rest of the world mean Europe, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Australia, just same as before. So actually, after we analyzed Bumble, we think we have to wait for one more season. We have to wait for one more season to see if this is the trend or just because of the pandemic. Because if this is the trend, not the pandemic, that means it will still losing. It's still losing or cannot earn money. I won't invest in a company is not earning money, right? Or it does not have a trend to earn the money, right? But if it can prove that because of the pandemic, because now United States start to have the vaccine and the infected rate is dropping and dropping and dropping. So let us wait and see for the first quarter of 2021 to see if it recover, then we can still invest on Bumble. But if not, then we think we have to turn to the other, right? So that's like that. So want to share some news with you. I have very keen interest on encrypted currency, but I don't want to invest in encrypted currency. It's because this is not legal in Hong Kong. I know that it is legal in United States, but not in Hong Kong. But I have keen interest in those like Bitcoin, EVM's exchange platform, because you know that the exchange platform, the weeks, right? They just open a platform for you to exchange there. Because now in Hong Kong, we can log into just by the cell phone. We can log into the platform and then we can invest. But the point is there is no company in Hong Kong. And also Hong Kong is not legal for Bitcoin. So for anything, say we invest 1 million, if the platform closed down, then we close down. We cannot go to the police because it's not legal. But the point is for some of the platforms like Coinbase, right? They start to going up for IPO, right? And I think if it can go to the IPO and can pass the SEC, I think it's worth for us to take a look on what they're doing, because actually for encrypted currency, I think and only I think will still live for a long time. Will live for a long time, right? And another is that catch my eyesight is for the SHIP. SHIP is another one that is new company, right, for electronic payment. But this is a crossing from United States and a crossing to Europe, especially into Germany, and you know that Germany is very big. So actually it's right, it's quite amazing. So if it goes to IPO, sure, I will take a look on them. Then if the price is okay, then we may have some money put into the IPO, right? So actually yesterday the United States Treasury bond still goes up. The interest rate still goes up. For the 30 years, it goes up to 2.5. It goes up to 2.5%, right? And even for the 10 years, it goes up to 1.7 something. For the Dow, it not dropped a lot, just 153 points, right? But for the Nasdaq, wow, it dropped to 3%. So actually, when you look at the right-hand side, and change this to 6 months, you can see there's the first dip, and now it's doing for the second dip. But I don't know how deep for this dip will. But this dip for the second time may give you a signal that this adjustment will end. So actually, what does it mean? It's because why Fed increasing the Treasury bonds interest rate is because actually it issued so many times for the relief bill. And if it works, that means the company and the citizens will return to normal life, right? Say like that, then maybe there is too much money floating on the market. And then if there is too much money floating on the market, it will cause inflation. So inflation may pump up to 4 or 5%. And then if this pump up actually spread all over the United States, then it will eat up 4 or 5% of the increment. Then it's no use waste the money, right? So it has to make the money flow back into the banking, into the banks, right? So we shift the money. So less money floating in the market, or normal money floating into the market, then actually everything will go into the white check. So which sector under these circumstances will be benefited? I think it's the bank, right? I think it's the bank, because, right, if everyone goes into normal business, they will borrow money from the bank, right? And if United States doing that, that means they can foresee United States is recovered from the pandemic very, very soon. And if like that, actually every company will go into the white check and earn money again. So we don't need to be sad. You need to focus on buying some of the stock. 2 or 3 stock is enough. That you are familiar with them, and also not only familiar, you read the performance report, everything okay, and then when the United States recover from the pandemic, they will be the first one to get benefited, and also they will grow for a long time. So I'm focusing on that, right? Like some of the bank shares, and also maybe TSM, also on the Visa, right? Visa maybe Visa and MasterCard, something like that. So actually, don't need to be set on that, because actually it providing a great signal for you that actually United States is recovering very soon. Don't sell out your stock if the stock is a good stock. Don't sell it out, right? Okay, let us share up to here, and then if you want me to discuss or introduce or analyze any of the stock or the sector, please leave your message under YouTube or directly email to me, usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. Okay, so if you like this video, please give me a like and give your comment and share to your friends, everyone that you think they will have interest on, right? Okay, so thank you for watching, and please press the subscribe and then right hand side the bell icon, so whenever there is a new video upload, YouTube will inform you automatically. So I hope everyone have a very nice weekend. Then let us see each other next week. Okay, bye bye.